The harmony principle, redefining success through balance and purpose. Welcome to a transformative journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about success, balance, and living a truly fulfilling life. I'm here today to share insights that have the power to reshape not just your career, but your entire existence. These aren't just my ideas. They come from the brilliant mind of Dr. Tangela Harris Sanford, a visionary leader whose work is quite literally changing lives and reshaping our understanding of what it means to truly thrive. Dr. Sanford isn't just another self-help guru or motivational speaker. She's a force of nature, a beacon of wisdom in a world that often feels chaotic and misaligned. Her insights don't just provoke thought. They ignite action, spark transformation, and lead to profound, lasting change. So buckle up, because what you're about to hear might just turn your world upside down in the best possible way. Let's start with a question. Have you ever felt like you're sprinting on a treadmill that's set to ludicrous speed, desperately trying to keep pace with the relentless demands of life, career, and relationships? If you're nodding your head or maybe even laughing ruefully, know that you're not alone. In fact, you're part of a global epidemic of burnout and dissatisfaction that's sweeping through boardrooms, living rooms, and everywhere in between. We live in a world that's constantly screaming at us about what success should look like. It's a highlight reel of corner offices, seven-figure salaries, and Instagram perfect families. But here's the kicker, and pay attention, because this is where things get interesting. What if I told you that this version of success we've been chasing is actually a mirage, a shiny, seductive illusion that's leading us down a path of burnout, broken relationships, and a gnawing sense of emptiness that no amount of money or accolades can fill? Picture this. You've climbed the corporate ladder with the determination of a mountain goat on Red Bull. You've got the corner office with a view that makes your colleagues green with envy. Your bank account has more zeros than a computer binary code. On paper, you're living the dream. But when you look in the mirror, you barely recognize the person staring back at you. You're excelling in one area of life, sure, but everything else, it's crumbling faster than a sandcastle at high tide. If this scenario hits a little too close to home, don't worry, you're not alone, and more importantly, you're exactly where you need to be right now, because we're about to flip the script on everything you thought you knew about success. Now, I can almost hear the skeptics among you. Balance in this economy with these responsibilities? Get real. But hear me out, because this is where Dr. Sanford's insights really start to shake things up. Balance isn't about perfectly juggling every aspect of your life like some kind of corporate circus act. It's not about giving equal time to every responsibility or achieving some mythical state of zen while the world chaos swirls around you. No, the balance we're talking about is something far more powerful and transformative. It's about alignment, aligning your values, your priorities, and your purpose in such a way that your life, career, and relationships don't just coexist, but actually support and enhance each other. It's about creating a symphony where every aspect of your life plays its part, creating a harmony that's greater than the sum of its parts. Think about it like this. Your life is an orchestra. Each section, your career, your family, your personal growth, your health, is an instrument. Now, a good orchestra doesn't have every instrument playing at full volume all the time. That would be chaos. Instead, each instrument has its moment to shine, while the others provide support and depth. It's the interplay, the give and take, that creates the masterpiece. But here's where Dr. Sanford's wisdom really hits home. And trust me, this is the part that's going to make you sit up and pay attention. Balance isn't a solo mission. It's not about you against the world, trying to juggle everything on your own. No, true balance includes your family as a vital part of the journey. When the family unit is healthy, unified, and aligned with your goals and values, everything else becomes more sustainable. It's like building a house on bedrock instead of sand. No matter what storms come, and believe me, in life and business, storms will come, you have a much better chance of weathering them when you have a solid foundation. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. That sounds great in theory, but how do we actually achieve this elusive balance? Well, buckle up, because we're about to get practical. Dr. Sanford emphasizes 4 key actions that can transform your life from a chaotic jumble into a harmonious symphony. Are you ready? Here they are. Setting healthy boundaries, becoming more self-aware, defining your core values and non-negotiables, and redefining success through the lens of your own legacy. Let's break these down, shall we? First up, boundaries. In our always on, always connected world, it's all too easy to let work seep into every corner of our lives like an invasive species. But here's the truth bomb. Setting clear boundaries isn't selfish. It's necessary. It's vital. It's the difference between thriving and merely surviving. Maybe for you, setting boundaries means turning off email notifications after 7 p.m. Maybe it means dedicating uninterrupted time to family dinner each night. Whatever it looks like for you, these boundaries create space for what truly matters. They're like the walls of your house. They keep the good stuff in and the chaos out. Next up, self-awareness. Now, I'm not talking about some new age, crystal waving kind of self-awareness. I'm talking about the nitty-gritty, sometimes uncomfortable process of really getting to know yourself. It's about understanding your emotional triggers, your values, and what truly drives you. It's about being brutally honest with yourself about where you're thriving and where you're just going through the motions. This level of self-awareness isn't always comfortable. In fact, it can be downright uncomfortable. But it brings a clarity to your life that's like putting on glasses for the first time. Suddenly, everything comes into focus. You can see clearly what's important and what's just noise. Now, let's talk about core values and non-negotiables. These are your guiding principles, the things you won't compromise on even if someone offered you a blank check. Maybe it's integrity in your business dealings. Maybe it's always being present for your child's important moments. When you clearly define these, decision-making becomes easier. You have a built-in compass to guide you through even the toughest choices. And finally, we come to perhaps the most challenging yet liberating step, redefining success. We've been conditioned since childhood to measure success in terms of titles, salaries, and material possessions. But what if, and I want you to really let this sink in, what if we measured success by the strength of our relationships, by the impact we have on others, by the legacy we're building? This shift in perspective can be truly transformative. It's like switching from a black and white TV to full color HD. Suddenly you see the world and your place in it in a whole new light. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, but does it actually work in the real world? Well, let me share a powerful example from Dr. Sanford's own life that illustrates just how transformative this approach can be. Dr. Sanford once found herself at a crossroads that many of us can relate to. She was excelling in her career, climbing the ladder of success with impressive speed. From the outside, she looked like the very picture of achievement. But inside, she felt disconnected, out of alignment, especially when it came to her family. Now, many people in her position might have just pushed harder, thinking that if they could just reach the next level, everything would fall into place. But Dr. Sanford made a different choice. She made the courageous decision to realign her priorities. She set new boundaries at work, dedicated more quality time to her family, and started measuring her success not just by professional achievements, but by the strength of her family relationships. And here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of her career suffering, as many might expect, it flourished in new and unexpected ways. By bringing her whole, balanced self to work, she found she was more creative, more resilient, and ultimately more successful. This is the power of alignment and balance. It doesn't diminish your professional success, it enhances it. But let's be real for a moment. This journey isn't always smooth sailing. There will be times when you feel lost, overwhelmed, or like you're failing at everything. Maybe you're there right now. If so, I want you to lean in and really hear this next part. Dr. Sanford's advice for these moments is profound. Acknowledge your pain without allowing it to define you. It's okay to feel uncertain, broken, or overwhelmed. But remember, this moment is not your ending. It's a comma in your story, not a period. To move forward, anchor yourself in faith, whatever that means for you. It doesn't have to be religious faith, although it can be. It can be faith in yourself, in the universe, in the inherent goodness of life. Rediscover your identity beyond your roles and titles. Realign with your core values. Embrace the principle that every setback carries the seed of a comeback. Learn from the pause. Grow through the pressure. And believe, really, truly believe in the promise that there is life, purpose, and strength waiting on the other side of this challenge. Now, I want to share another powerful story that illustrates these principles in action. This comes from a CEO I know. Let's call him John. John had built a successful tech company from the ground up. He was working 80-hour weeks, barely seeing his family, constantly stressed and on the verge of burnout. But hey, the company was growing, so he must be doing something right. My, right? Wrong. John's wake up call came when his 8-year-old daughter drew a family picture for school. In the picture, John was represented by a smartphone, not a stick figure, not a smiling face, a smartphone. That hit him like a ton of bricks. Realizing he needed to make a change, John decided to implement some of the principles we've been discussing. He set clear boundaries around his work hours. He scheduled non negotiable family time every day. He delegated more at work, trusting his team to handle things without his constant oversight. The result, not only did his relationship with his family improve dramatically, but his company actually became more profitable. Why? Because with more balance in his life, John was able to approach problems with fresh eyes and renewed energy. His team stepped up when given more responsibility. And perhaps most importantly, John was happier and more fulfilled, which made him a better leader. This story illustrates a crucial point. Balance and success are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're intricately linked. When we achieve balance, we bring our best selves to every aspect of our lives. Now, I want to challenge you. Take a moment right now to reflect on your own life. Are you living in alignment with your values? Are you nurturing your family relationships as much as your professional ones? Are you defining success on your own terms, or are you chasing someone else's definition? Here's your call to action. Start small, but start today. Set one new boundary that protects your family time. Spend 10 minutes in self reflection, getting clear on what truly matters to you. Have a conversation with your loved ones about your shared values and goals. Begin to redefine what success looks like for you. Remember, this isn't about achieving perfection, it's about progress, about moving towards a life of greater harmony and fulfillment. It's about creating a legacy that goes beyond professional accolades to encompass the lives you've touched, the relationships you've nurtured, and the positive impact you've had on the world. As we near the end of our time together, I want to leave you with this thought from Dr. Sanford. There is life after this is shift, shape, and soar. Whatever this is for you, whether it's burnout, a sense of imbalance, or feeling lost, know that it's not the end of your story. You have the power to shift your perspective, shape your circumstances, and soar to new heights of personal and professional fulfillment. But don't just nod along and then go back to business as usual. I'm challenging you, yes, you specifically, to take action. What will your first step be towards a more balanced, harmonious life? How will you begin to redefine success on your own terms? The journey starts now, and I believe in you. Together, let's create a new paradigm of success, one that honors our whole selves, nurtures our relationships, and leaves a lasting positive impact on the world. Imagine a world where success isn't measured by the size of your bank account or the prestige of your title, but by the depth of your relationships, the impact of your work, and the fulfillment you feel at the end of each day. Imagine a world where balance isn't just a buzzword, but a lived reality. Imagine a world where our drive for achievement doesn't come at the cost of our health, our relationships, or our souls. This world isn't just a pipe dream. It's a possibility that becomes reality when we choose to redefine success, when we choose to prioritize balance, when we choose to live in alignment with our values. So I leave you with this question. What choice will you make today? Will you continue on the treadmill of traditional success, always running, but never quite reaching that elusive goal? Or will you step off, chart your own course, and create a life of true success, one that's rich in meaning, purpose, and genuine fulfillment? The choice is yours. The time is now. Your new life, your balanced, successful, fulfilling life is waiting. Are you ready to claim it? Thank you.